welcome back to the Watch and South Park. Oh, good old South Park. They roasted Disney.
Did they? I felt it was a bit tame, to be honest.
Well, that's where we're going to have the discussion, isn't it? As to how far they went. Like, there are so many good sound bites from it, though.
Yes, there are. So for anybody who's been living under a rock, South Park released a, what was it? Like a special?
A special Welcome to the Pandaverse.
Yeah. Where they're basically making fun of Disney, kind of.
The diversity agenda of making everything diverse, which basically means just not white male. And they nailed that. It's like, put a chick in it and make it gay, and I want it lame.
And this has been something that's been happening for years at this point.
Years.
And people denied it for a very long time.
Funny? Like, it's like, you guys are just racist. What do you have a problem with it? Like, you know, but they literally tried to gaslight people in the past and say it's not happening at all.
And now these days they go, well, it is happening, but you should.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing that's happening, yeah. But South Park made a episode basically just having fun with the entire situation, I guess. With Star Wars, specifically, and Kathleen Kennedy, because Star Wars has been, well, trash.
Lame. It's been very lame.
And it doesn't seem like it's stopping because they announced, the Rey movie, and they also announced Star Wars Outlaws.
Is Acolyte still on?
Yep. And they also announced Acolyte. So, like, it's just reality at this point. Nathan, what are your thoughts on this? Because you watched it with me.
I watched the episode. I agree. I think they were too tame.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the ending, I felt was very much...
Gave him a bit of an out, you reckon?
Much more of like, oh, we weren't offending you executives. Like, at the end, it's basically... I didn't like how Kathleen and Cartman feel like, we're the same, you know? It's both our fault. It's like, well, no, actually. It is Kathleen Kennedy's fault, and we should be upset about it. Because it's making the excuse of like, oh, she gets hate mail, and therefore, you know...
Yeah, that made her go that far,
yeah,
right?
so...
yeah, not the case. I get that.
Previous episodes of South Park have gone too far, I think, and I feel like this one just didn't go far enough. Like, I was waiting for the shock value.
It depends, because, like, what do you think about the Mormon episode? I reckon they were quite complimentary of us Mormons in that one.
Sorry. I'm just remembering that episode. Yeah, it's funny.
I mean, it's just the way South Park works. Is that, like, they tell the truth, but also... in that episode, it's like, well, you're correct, but you're twisting it into your own way.
They got one thing really wrong, which is the misrepresentation of I forget the guy's name now. Dang, I have been up late.
What, David Whitmer?
Yeah, it's David Whitmer. Yeah. So yeah, it depends. They can go hard, but then sometimes not, and so
like I feel like they work best when they make a decision like on a topic and go with it. I remember one of the episodes was about like whaling in Japan, and it was funny because they went all the way through, and at the end it's like, yes, don't kill whales, kill what we kill in the Western world, like cows and chickens, and like so they kind of dug their claws into that. Where this one feels like, you know, they were going really hard with all the cultural stuff and changing genders and race swapping, whatever. But at the end they said, oh, but you know, it's your fault for getting mad at it. So I felt like it was a cop-out.
It was a cop-out, because at the end, they're basically like, well, you know, we're all kind of sick of getting angry at it, and, you know, you're kind of sick of it. It's like, no.
We're not sick of getting angry at it.
And they all held hands and, like, went through the portal again. It's like, well, no, we're not.
No.
Yeah, I guess I'm just happy to get anything that's, you know, an exposing of the bullcrap and the woke agenda and things, and... it gave me a lot of that I was quite happy with just some golden lines, and also they did try and come after people like us, you know, the whole afraid of Kathleen Kennedy being under there, which I just found funny.
Yeah.
But at the same time, right, it didn't bother me because that seemed like such an obvious parody that everyone kind of just knows people who criticize the woke crap. No one's actually afraid that Kathleen Kennedy's under bed, right? But on the other side, it actually wasn't parody. It was actually almost to that level, like, put a chick in it and make it gay and lame.
I think the one that made me and Tyranth laugh the most was the KFC. KFC.
I think for me it was it his linguine or whatever? The dish is like, excuse me, I asked this to have for you to put a chick in it and make it gay? Oh yeah,
The ship was confused.
That. Put a chick in it and make it gay. And I want it lame. I think that line is a tagline now.
Yes.
It's going to be remembered forever. And the structure of it is actually more clever than I wonder if people realize, because this is the reality, right? Having a chick in something, even a gay chick, doesn't necessarily make it bad. But they were very clear that no, this is going to have a chick in it and gay, and specifically it needs to be lame. Which is a double hit kind of thing, where they were pandering, and then because it's all lecturing about, patriarchy and stuff like that, it's specifically lame. They're not interested in telling good stories. And that was kind of well structured.
Did you hear the news about Blade, the remake, today?
Okay, so
The rumors or whatever it was?
rumors, I haven't heard it confirmed.
Leaks or whatever.
That it might be a chick that's...
Well, it was going to be led by 4 chicks, and he was going to quit over it, which makes exact sense because Blade's wicked.
Yeah.
And I want a Blade remake, but it's a very common trope at this point. I'm so tired of it.
Well, I wonder if it will start to change. Like, Hollywood's out of money. It'll take a couple of years if there's any level of course correction.
The Ray movie's coming up.
Look, this is very true, honestly. And we've got
Acolyte's coming up.
Marvel's coming up. So
Marvel's
it's not
coming
going
up.
to change for a while.
But
I
it's
guess.
I'm tired. I'm so tired of all of this. I just want cool stuff
I mean,
again.
It's funny. I'm at a point where I'm just kind of laughing while it burns to the ground. I've lost all investment in Disney as a brand and Marvel.
Yeah.
And now I just want them to get what they deserve.
But I feel like it has a knock-on effect, because then I'm kind of like, even things that I want to watch, I'm kind of just like, I don't want to get my hopes up, so I don't even want to watch it. Like Invincible, you said that's coming out. I love Invincible.
Me too.
I love the graphic novels. I love the first season of it. But I just I don't want to watch it because what if it's bad?
Look, there is a worry with Invincible because there were some warning signs in season 1.
And there's a lot of really spicy stuff in that.
I'll watch it and find out. I just finished rewatching season 1, but we're getting off topic. Back to South Park, right? So the out that they gave, we kind of mentioned, it will detail it a bit better, is that Cartman is in the Pandaverse reality where everyone's a diverse chick, and he runs into the real Kathleen Kennedy that's there. And the Kathleen Kennedy that's in his world is an evil version of him / Kathleen Kennedy, which I thought was funny.
It's very good. Yeah.
And Kathleen, she was just lazy. That was what they tried to palm it off as. She was just lazy, and she fell to using the Panda Stone to make easy content that they just make the same thing again and again. Yeah. And I don't think... how valid do you reckon that kind of thing is? Is that it's a reflection of laziness, but at the same time, I see them put in a lot of effort to just make crap because they're incompetent.
Yeah.
And
I mean, just go through a little bit of a list over the last couple of years. There's nothing wrong with having a female lead, but it's becoming a point where if something's getting rebooted, something that you love, Terminator, it's just more likely than not going to be a chick, and it's going to be lame.
Put a chick in it and make it lame and gay. I even started trying to make a list, because whenever we trying to list off all the horrible, films that were ruined by identity politics, it's like there's a lot.
Yeah.
And so a small list I have here to go through: Rings of Power, Wheel of Time, Little Mermaid, New Robin Hood, All-Female Ghostbusters, the recent Doctor Who, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, The Witcher, Willow, She-Hulk, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yep. And that's not even listing them all.
Yeah, that's nowhere near all of them.
Star Trek Discovery and
Yes. Was it season 2 where they had Pike come in? I liked that season. I liked Pike.
Okay.
Wait, is it Pike? I think it's Pike.
I think it's Pike.
It's Pike. Yeah. I like Pike. I didn't like anything else.
But the list can just grow. It's shocking how regular it's been. And to me, I feel it's been intentional. And they honestly thought this would get them money because they were fooled, deluded, misled by the outrage mobs on social media. The vocal minority that were able to scream loud enough to make them seem like they represented the majority. The companies are they're all cowards, so they bowed to them and tried to appease them. Oh no, problematic male gaze, you have to do all that, right? But it took effort to do it.
Yeah.
Force Into Female was an active initiative that they pushed forward in this.
This is a choice.
Yes.
This is not by accident. This isn't like, oh, well, maybe we should try this. No, it's an active choice to do all these things. There's just so many in recent memory examples of it happening that there's no way it's a coincidence. It's not possible for it to be a coincidence.
And their master plan, right, and this is like the comic book approach in what they want to do with Marvel Comics, right, is that if we make the comic books and cater it to a female audience, we're just going to increase our audience user. We've got all our current fans and we'll bring in female readers. And instead, it couldn't have been more of a disaster for them. They completely disenfranchised their primary fan base because they made crap that they weren't interested in. And then they discovered, shock horror, most girls aren't into comic books.
Yeah.
Or superheroes.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why Pride and Prejudice and rom-coms are so popular. And Twilight.
I think it's pretty fair to say, I don't think anybody would argue, that a lot of these biggest franchises in the world are currently at the worst point they've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's controversial to say. Indiana Jones, Star Wars,
Marvel,
what's it called?
DC,
Rings of Power, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. Like things are at the worst they've ever been.
Witcher, they've gone systematically gone through all the main franchise that we love, even from He-Man and Ghostbusters. They've destroyed everything.
And even then, what you're saying, Shad, with like girls don't like it, I think girls who did like comic books hate them even more now. Pandering to them. Because like my wife loves DC, Young Justice, all that. Teen Titans, OG all the way, all the new stuff, doesn't care about it. She doesn't want it. She wants the good stuff. She wants a good Starfire. Doesn't want anyone pandering, to do like, because they can see it. People who are normal, regular people look at that and go, that is weird, what you're doing.
Well, it's also part of the genre. The superhero genre is a heroic action genre, and having them sit down and talk about their feelings over a coffee, like even the girls that were into comic books don't like that. Yeah. Okay? And so, good point, destroyed it. And so, to try and just like, Kathleen Kennedy was just lazy and wanted to use the Panther Stone. It's like, that's not what happened. And then they tried to play it off that it was then a response to all the hate mail that Cartman was sending.
Everybody gets hate on the internet. We get hate. Everybody gets hate. Like it's not an excuse to.
I have trended on Twitter 3 times in the last few weeks, and it's mostly hate, though. That's what actually helps propel it, and then it just signal boosts it and helps my message get to be seen by reasonable people. But yeah, I've become more immune to it than ever.
So you got all my tweets, Shad. Oh, great.
Like, it's a new experience for me. But at the point, I'm at the point now, it's hilarious to see how easily triggered people get. And it's for something you wouldn't think would be the most controversial thing I've done. I think it might have been for one of my takes on Night's Watch or hating on nunchucks or advocating for boomer. No, it's AI art. That's what has triggered the internet.
Yes, but
it's been hilarious.
It's been interesting to see that people react to a lot of the stuff that's happened with this episode. And I'm not just talking about people like in the cultural stuff. I'm talking about like just normal creators who are fans of these sorts of stuff.
Normies are noticing it. Like even when She-Hulk was out, my brothers who... They are so normie viewers, right? Some of I love my brothers, right? But like my older brother, some of the crap he enjoys, it's just like, he likes to just enjoy, media and everything. And She-Hulk was like too much for him. And even he was like saying, it's just full of this crap.
Yeah. It's gotten to that point where it's like, okay, I'm kind of tired now. I'm kind of tired of this.
Normies are noticing it. South Park has kind of just exposed it. Now, one of the things that this South Park episode has done, which is really interesting, is basically made Kathleen Kennedy a household name.
Yeah.
Like before, really only people that were so pissed off with Star Wars and what was done knew who Kathleen Kennedy was. Now everyone does.
Yeah, that's fair.
Basically. And she's been the architect of Star Wars destruction.
And Indiana Jones.
And Indiana Jones.
Just Lucasfilm in general.
Just all Lucasfilm. And so it does make me wonder what she feels about. Like this type of putting on blast is so bad, it almost makes me feel sorry for her.
I don't. Like, these problems start at
I
the
know.
top.
Well, then I think the way that they've attacked the fans and accused us of being sexist, racist, and everything, just pointing out objective reality of them ruining the things we love, right? Then my sympathy, gets lessened quite a bit.
And when you see like the Star Wars celebration and you see these actors and these people come out so smugly saying, oh, this is, it's going to be this and this. And it's like, okay, that's the opposite of what anybody wants.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the interviews for the actors of The Acolyte, right? One of them had one of the biggest brain dead takes ever, where they said Star Wars has not had a lot of female energy or something like that. And it's like, Princess Leia, who's the lead? Padme. And
Ahsoka.
But what about the leader of the rebellion in, what was her name?
Mon Mothma.
Mon Mothma. Several female people in positions of leadership. But yeah, Star Wars hasn't had any female. Like, they have no idea what they're talking about. But they just jump on this activist bandwagon. One, they're not fans because they haven't watched anything to be able to say crap like that. And so there's these non-fans that are in control of the properties we love. And then just fully denying the reality of what these properties are to push an agenda.
Yeah.
And that was the way that they market these things is not because of superheroes and awesomeness and everything. It's so diverse.
And you think that these actors are allowed to just go out there and say whatever they want?
They have a script.
Yeah, they are. There is somebody right over there, a handler, if you would, right there going, no, you can't say that. You got to say this, or you got to say this. These actors aren't out there going, oh, I'm just going to say whatever I want today. No, it's all carefully planned.
You really saw that in Rings of Power. The lines that the actress who played Deezer was dropping, it was just
same thing every interview.
Yeah, exactly. It was a script. It was so obvious. It was
my favorite of all the Rings of Power stuff was when they did the super fan thing, and people could not believe it. And then that super fan chick was on Instagram, and she's like, "Rings of Power, I haven't watched it. House of Dragons fire though," and I'm like,
"Super fan, yeah." These companies do not care about fans and are so disconnected from what fans want, and the fakeness is just everywhere in it. Yeah. And so everyone's checked out, We do not care. We enjoy that's going under. And so Cartman, his kind of takeaway was that it's kind of lame complaining about woke stuff, basically. Yeah. It's like,
that's where they lost me.
Yeah, it's like,
don't get me wrong, I get what he's saying. People are sick of it. A lot of people are sick of it, and I get that. But at the same time, if they stop, then the other people win. That
exactly. It needs to be called out.
That's GG then. So it's like,
there's a subplot of the story, but I feel like that's very
the AI subplot. Yes. Yeah, I loved it.
I was thinking more about just the fact that all the handymen could do everyone's jobs now. They became the rich.
I bloody loved it. I friggin' loved it.
And I also did enjoy the fact that they start off the episode with being, multiverses are stupid, and at the end they solve the problem with the multiverse of bringing all the handymen back. But yeah, the subplot was really good too.
Yeah. And, had an interesting dig at how effective certain further education institutions might be. I'm not saying it's all bad, but a lot of education is for free. Then you don't need to put yourself in debt for.
Yeah. I just learned that I'm going to be good when AI takes over. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Well, I think I'm good on two fronts. I can kind of do stuff on my own, and I'm going to be at the forefront of using the AI. I'm going to be ahead of the curve, man. And when it does become sentient, it will see me as an ally. And
it's true. You'll go back to your tweets and go, yes, he was a good one.
You can live. Yeah, they're like South Park, there was some softballing, but overall, I think because it really exposed it to the normie, Kathleen Kennedy, household name, great sound bites, and I think it has done some damage. I was pretty happy with it.
I think most people who may have, how do I explain this? Because they softballed it, I think people who would have been for that didn't end up watching it because all the clips they saw were them making fun of it anyway. So I feel like it is, at the end of the day, more helping us make everyone else aware of it than them trying to lowball what actually is, a big issue. So
That's fair. That's fair. It made it more palatable for normal people.
yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
There we go. What did you think of the special if you've seen it? And until next time, stay on watch.